Over it. Let's get going. This is a big day, fun day, triple header here. Starting on our stream with us. We got Mark Hilo with us now, and then we are going to move over. Pete's got a show with JM to win. Eating up our sloppy seconds there, no, but they're gonna have a DFS based show going down. And then we are going to jump on with Pete, and then we are going to go for as long as he allows us to, and then we'll jump into the Deposit Kingdom Discord, and we'll do a free-for-all hangout. That is nice. But first things first, want to give out a couple shouts. Our very own Numi taking second place down in the NBA last night. Golf claps to him. Baby Stevie hanging out, Reg Badge player, hanging out in our Discord, taking down a three-way chop of the NFL Thursday night times Monday night contest last night. So big shouts to Badge Brigade. Great way to kick off this Friday. Let's roll those wins just into the weekend here. Before we bring in Mark, before I bring in the bros, I just want to harp on one thing that JM said yesterday. It still feels like my internet's all over the place for some reason.
You're good.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't know. This is weird. I keep getting the pop-up notification. Anyways,
nope, you're good.
Okay, we'll keep rolling. I just want to harp on one thing that JM said, because this is a very interesting slate where I don't think we should get fixated on just one part of the player pool, one part of the game tree. So I want to fixate on something he said yesterday was we can build out plus EV rosters over and over again without having inherent player takes. And I think that's a very important point that he brought up yesterday, that we just have to think about paths to victory with each individual roster which we create, less so than which individual players are on said rosters. And that's just like a little nugget of his knowledge that I thought was so important when I was listening back to yesterday's show, because I'm a narcissist and I had to hear myself again. But when I'm listening back to it, I'm like, oh, that's a huge takeaway that we got to hammer home. Anyways, let's bring in the boys. Just wanted to hit that one off the top. Mark, gentlemen, what's going on? Congrats, Numi.
What's up, boys?
Yeah, I'm excited. Got a little bankroll ready to dump it all the way back in and somehow go from 20 entries to max within Sunday. So
correct me if I'm wrong. You took all of those winnings and spent it on Badge Bro shirts for your family for Christmas. Is that correct? You have gifts for the family?
A good portion of it, yeah. Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome, Pete. I also went and splurged in the Deposit Kingdom and ship chasing as well. But yeah, we took home we took home a little pretty pennies that went and got a bunch of merch, and yeah, that's gonna be the Christmas gift. So congrats, fam. You get some Badge Bro shirts. I know you're gonna love it.
Oh man. Love it. Mark, what's good, man? You've been diving into the slate. You've been writing up the edge. Yeah. What kind of games did you write up this week?
It's been a busy week, man. Lots of moving pieces with both jobs. Lots of uncertainty with the Bills. Also, now the Josina Anderson just tweeted that the Bills did not make it out of Buffalo before the fucking snow hit. So now they're stuck, and there's a travel ban, and they don't even know if they're going to make it to Detroit now. It's like, oh my God, how'd you mess this up? Why didn't you leave Wednesday, dude?
It's crazy that Josh Allen is just going to fuck me 2 weeks in a row.
No, dude. Oh my God.
I still feel like they're going to find a way to get there because there's just too much money in the league. But it is I say that also because I just don't want to have to worry about it. I don't I want to keep drafting and I don't want to have to goddamn worry about it. But it's a little concerning, and I'm hoping that the field overreacts so we can take advantage.
There's a lot of theoretics that go with a decision like that. Like, how do we handle that? But we'll talk about how I've been handling it later. But yeah, there's just a lot going on with this slate.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy because it went from hey, maybe this is a full fade if we believe what we're seeing with this weather, or maybe we attack it via the ground, to then oh my God, Josh Allen in a dome. Let's fucking go. Wheels up. First overall pick. Let's get Diggs in the top 5 all of a sudden. And now we're kind of back, coming around full circle. Is this game going to be on Monday? Is this game going to be next Thursday? Is this game going to play at all? It's a bizarre situation. But I mean, that's what makes part of this slate so fun, right?
What are the rules for underdog? I know that what they are for DK, but like if this game were played Monday, it's still within the confines of week 11, but it's only Sunday, right?
What has happened with baseball in the past with rainouts and rain delays is they have a hard cap on the window of time in which that game can be played, and any cancellation becomes swap eligible. I do not definitively know. I will do a little. It was something I was planning on figuring out beforehand, but I do believe that if the game gets moved to Monday, it's no longer on the slate. I believe it's
okay.
Yeah. So
that's interesting.
It introduces like a pretty wide range of outcomes because we could be dealing with like 3-4 players in the player pool that are all top 30 picks that are all swaps now, right? I mean,
which I guess, this is probably a decent week to just like say screw it and go in on them regardless because of the flatness and like the swap options that are there for you. You're not completely drawing dead, but it's not ideal if it gets moved. But if someone was asking my opinion, which you guys are here, I wouldn't be fading it. I wouldn't be fading it. This game's exciting. The Bills just rolled out 3 defensive players about like 30 minutes ago in this game. So you know what that means. It's back to the Amari Cooper screw the splits. We're just going right back in head first.
Yeah, neutral splits on turf. What do we do with that? That's a new one.
Oh shit, I'm all tangled up. Hold on. All right. Dude, sorry, I moved to the fucking oversized comfy chair because this week has been a week, man.
That's the full-fledged Mark's punting this show chair.
Yeah, I didn't want to. Usually I'm sitting on an exercise ball because my back is so fucked up. So like usually that's why I like sometimes I'm just like grooving and like bouncing and stuff.
You're really into the take. You're like,
yeah, it was just the vibes. I agree.
Yeah. No, so today I just decided to say fuck it and get comfy. Dude, I have a lot of interesting takes regarding that game.
Okay.
And it doesn't stem from the game itself, more so it stems from like the state of this slate. You look at this slate and there's no certainty anywhere across the board. It's like Justin Jefferson has his toe fucked up. Like you look at the list of the wide receivers and there's like a bunch of Qs all at the top. So I think that is going to lead, or that would have led to Stephon Diggs creeping up into the middle of the first round regardless, because people are like searching for certainty. They're like, I know Stephon Diggs can get me 8 to 12 targets. I know that he's going to, approach probably the 100-yard bonus. But like, if you look at like the state of the macro state of the slate with so little certainty, the general tendency from a personal psychological standpoint is to like look for certainty, because humans crave stability. We crave the known. We want to gravitate towards what is known, and through DFS and through best ball play, that typically is one of the driving factors behind chalk. Like even on a slate like this, where it's like there's no certainty, chalk is going to develop because people are going to be looking for the places that are most certain.
Right.
So like Stephon Diggs is kind of in that realm this week. Donovan Peoples-Jones is probably in that realm from not as much from a best ball perspective, because like the ceiling hasn't necessarily been there, but like DFS, he's like cheap and he's probably going to be owned. He's probably been drafted at some frequency in best ball as well.
Not as much as he should be, in my opinion.
Yeah. So like that whole thought process is like, those guys, yes, they have certainty, but they have a tighter range of potential outcomes. A guy like Gabe Davis could absolutely fucking shit stomp this slate. he could destroy this slate, but he's going in like the 5th round in best ball. So my take on it, and this was dating back to like Tuesday drafts where it was like we had no idea what was going to happen. I was smashing Gabe Davis and just like embrace the variance, because there's no certainty on the slate. Why are we trying to create certainty? Let's just like embrace a little additional variance. So guys like Gabe Davis, guys like Darnell Mooney, guys like Drake London carry like some of the highest individual ceilings on the slate,
Jam
but they're all going.
Jam brought another one up yesterday, Brandon Cooks.
Yeah, these guys, like, they have the ceiling to rival pretty much anyone else on the slate. I'd argue against Cooks. Well, that's a story for a different day. But yeah, like, these guys are going in the 5th, 6th round in best ball drafts that I've just been like all over this week because people are shying away from uncertainty on a slate that has very little certainty. So that led me to like the whole situation with the moving pieces with the Bills. Are they going to play? Are they going to play in Detroit? Now, are they not going to even get out of Buffalo? Like, there's just, it's like taken up the majority of the news cycle on this week. So everyone's hyper focused on it. Everyone's like, where can I get certainty in that situation? Even in that situation, there's no certainty. So it's like, I'll take the guy that has like 4 touchdown upside. Like, legitimately, the dude can score like from anywhere on the field. He has a 98-yard touchdown this year. I'll take the uncertainty with that, regardless of where they're playing. Are they in a dome? Are they in the snow? Are they whatever? Like, I'll just take the uncertainty associated with that and allow like the variance to kind of just work itself out, which I feel is like a stance that is uncomfortable. Hence, like, people don't do it.
Right.
I just want to say, I just wanted to say real quick that DPJ hit is like fantastic. This is a game environment where right now the Bills, last I checked, are 7.5-point favorites. So Browns are going to be forced to throw the ball if they want to have a chance at winning this football game. Bills defense is banged up. They're in a dome. And then you look at Donovan Peoples-Jones, and this is like an arbitrary endpoint, but I did it on RotoViz. I've been playing with their stat explorer this week. And from like week 7 on, if you were looking at yards per route run, Donovan Peoples-Jones is top 20. And if you look at converted air yards per game, Donovan Peoples-Jones is top 10 in the last 5 weeks. And it checks out. If you look and you watch their games, I mean, he was getting bomb after bomb against the Dolphins. It wasn't Amari Cooper. It was Donovan Peoples-Jones they were taking the shots with. So whether that's a result or an effect of more coverage on Amari Cooper, more respect toward the run game, thus opening up DPJ, who's to say? But in a
David
game
Njoku being out.
Yeah, that's another good point. He
had been. He might be back.
Practice for
back-to-back practices for him, so he's likely back. So that could definitely be like one of the reasons as well, not having another target out there. But I mean, given the grossness of the slate, that game being in a dome, potentially high scoring, he's not being taken at all. He's slowly or quickly, I guess you could say, becoming one of my favorite contrarian wide receiver picks this slate. I can't get off these freaking Browns, dude.
There's a couple of things you mentioned I really like right there. One is David Njoku is available in the 6th round in these BRs. I was smashing him early when he like on Tuesday when he had a limited practice on Tuesday and then back-to-back limited, right? Something like that. I don't remember.
Yeah, and he had a limited showing the week before too. I thought he was like sort of trending positively and ended up not playing. So it seemed like this was a really good week, and that was a good time to get on him. But the price is still depressed.
He's 4 weeks removed now from his ankle injury. He missed 2 games, had the bye week, and then so this would be week 4. So high ankle sprain even is like 4 to 6 week timetable. So he's, potentially going to return. I like that play a good bit. The other thing to note on the Browns is that we know how they want to start games, how they look, like how we put it at OWS is like, how will they try to win? Like that is a different mindset from could they be forced to try and win? But how they want to try and win is obviously a slow to moderate pace of play in the first half with elevated rush rates. The thing with the Browns is they have shown us this season that they are willing to open things up if they're forced to do so. So they have, let me get the numbers. They have the 7th fastest second half pace of play this season. They have the 3rd fastest pace of play when trailing by 7 or more points. So,
interesting. Okay.
That indicates that they're willing to push the tempo. They're willing to stray from like how they want to try to win and transition to, hey, we're sitting at 3-6 or 4-6 or whatever the hell they are. Like, we know that we have Deshaun Watson coming back in 2 games. They're not giving up. They're like, we're still going to try. We still think that we can, push into the back end of the AFC playoff picture. So they're pushing the pace, and that makes me really like thinking through how would they be forced to push the pace. And that brings me back to like, I have a ton of Gabe Davis and David Njoku, or Gabe Davis and oh my God, we just talked about it and I lost
DPJ.
and
Cooper.
DPJ, yeah. Sorry. So yeah, like figuring out or like planning on a roster how you can maximize ceiling like that. It's less likely for like the Bills to push the Browns through consistent 8-yard gains to Stephon Diggs, right? Like that doesn't open up the game environment. Whereas Gabe Davis scores a 98 yards touchdown, and then it's like, okay, like, yeah, they're going to have to open up their offense a little bit. So those kind of pairings and thinking through like how in an actual NFL game would like access the overall upside of the game environment is a good thought process to work your way through.
Yeah, that is such a. It's going to be attacked heavily this game, but I'm not sure that it's going to be attacked uniquely enough, which is why I'm excited. I don't think that it's like I think everybody's going to gravitate toward Chubb and Cooper with their like Josh Allen and Davis, whereas Njoku is buried and he shouldn't be. And even Dawson Knox is also buried. And it's like, he's attached to Josh Allen. Like, I know we're talking about tight end here. It's really kind of a free roll. If you have Allen and you're searching for a stack partner, or maybe you really want to go overweight, it makes a ton of sense.
Mm-hmm. Not David Njoku. Donovan Peoples-Jones has 4 catches and greater than 70 yards in 5 of his last 6 games. He's yet to score a touchdown.
Fantasy score.
Yeah.
What is that? That's a 7-point play. Like that's 7 points, like right there, like on all of those catches. It's impressive.
Yeah, you get the 7 points and then you get the half. It's like 9 or 10 point floor so far, and then yet to find the end zone. And now you put them in a dome, in a good game environment, in a trailing script, presumably, or at least in a shootout style script. Yeah. I like it.
Sign me up.
One thing that we
just real quick, like circling back to Stephon Diggs, like people still think of him as this X plus. Well, people still think of him as this like Z type deep wide receiver, like he kind of was back in Minnesota, where he's transitioned to this like X plus style wide receiver, which is like possession plus laden, a little bit of downfield looks. Like his ADOT is 11.1 this season, which is 44th amongst wide receivers in the league. So like this is a guy who has to see consistent volume. He's probably picking up 8, 9, 10 yard gains, and he has to score multiple touchdowns. So going back to the Dawson Knox call, like what is the value of a tight end? It's like them scoring touchdowns, which would theoretically directly take away from Stephon Diggs, who's a first-round pick.
Yeah. So, I mean, like we could introduce some leverage in that game environment, going double stack off Allen with our last 2 picks, basically, because Gabe Davis routinely available in the 5th round and Dawson Knox largely undrafted. So, I mean, if you start with some form of like, you could start naked Allen in the 1st round and then just mix and match whatever you want in the middle and then just have that fall back on those 2 every time. Or you could do it with one and the DPJ run back, basically. Yeah. Exactly. Good exposure to that game environment. And as James brings up the travel ban, and we talked about it off the hop there, like the potential of this game, the more and more uncertainty surrounding it, like we might see some ADPs fall in the same way we saw them rise as soon as the game environment moved, right? So we saw
the Bills game gets moved off Sunday. How will this affect the game is?
Oh crap, we lost. I didn't hear that.
You just exploded.
One more time.
You're back.
Run it back. Can
you hear me?
Yeah.
The slate will be extended to whenever the game is.
What?
So it says per the Discord, it says if the Bills game, is Paul, if the Bills game gets moved off Sunday, how will this affect BR? He says the slate will be extended to whenever the game is. And then he goes, are they talking Monday? Thought I saw 1 p.m. So like he's just wondering. This is what it says. So per
So
Mamba.
this is in that was Mamba
Badge
saying
Bros.
that?
This is in the Badge Bros chat. Yeah.
Okay. Well, if
Now
Mamba's
Nez is
saying it,
commenting out. So we'll keep you guys updated, but
okay.
yeah, I think because he was talking about like if it gets moved off Sunday, and then so we'll keep you updated. But yeah, so that's interesting.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. John brings up an interesting point because I was going to bring this up too. Bills play on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So I mean, all of a sudden, if they get moved to Monday, and then all of a sudden we're doing what we did with the COVID shit last year or the year before that, where it's like, oh my God, now we got to play a game on like a Monday, and then one gets played on a Thursday, and then how does this affect everything, right?
So he just said goodness.
Yeah,
so
I
don't think I don't think he knows. I think he's getting up to news.
He's working through it in real time. Let's not. Nothing is definitive.
We're all working through it in real time. So don't take anything as definitive, written in stone yet. But as soon as we have answers, we'll relay those answers both via, if we're still on stream, both via the Discord and via Twitter.
Yeah.
So we'll try and be the beacon of knowledge behind that and talk through it as we go. But just to play to the point, it'd be very interesting to create like some leverage here for us where we basically saw Josh Allen and Diggs kind of being back end first and second round picks there at that like 1-2 turn to start the week. Right. And then once, maybe even a little bit further than that, then the ADP settled, they became that. And then all of a sudden yesterday, as soon as we were like, hey, we got this news, it moved to the Dome, we hopped in drafts and it was like first and second off the board, or like 1 through 4, both of them were gone kind of thing. And now we might introduce some reverse leverage again, where the ADP is going to fluctuate so far the other way that we might end up with some second round Allen now. Right? We might be getting some second, third round Allen where people are scared off this game with all the uncertainties. So it does create a very interesting talking point and unique point of leverage that we have yet to see on other slates, right? To see such a pendulum swing in ADP. So pretty fun.
Yeah. And it wouldn't be as important if the slate wasn't so like just devoid of like other upside everywhere else.
Of fun games. Yeah. Well, I mean, we're dealing with a slate that basically had no games with a total over 50. We had no games with over 50 as soon as we got the weather news with the Bills, and then the Bears and Atlanta game swung the other way and swung to like 49.5. And we were dealing with an 11 game slate without a single game over 50. And the closest one at one point was like Bears Falcons that you could poke holes in. And then it was that Minnesota and Dallas game. And I think a lot of auxiliary pieces of that game are going underlooked right now as kind of like the safest high total game on the slate right now.
Yeah, it's the dynamics of the slate too were such that like the Bears and Falcons for like 3/4 of the week so far were the top overall game environment or expected like the top game total. Yet it was like Justin Fields was going top 4 pick and nobody else was being drafted until the 5th or 6th round. So that provided just some interesting leverage opportunities for people that were paying attention. Like we talked about on Tuesday's show, where I think Nez, you brought up the David Montgomery call. I was sending some screenshots to Johnny Boy here earlier this week that were like Justin Fields in the first round plus David Montgomery. It's like, you could get access to like 40 rush opportunities because
and it kind of makes sense to me, like, right? Because it's like, if for Justin Fields to go off, like he needs the game to go off. And if the game is going off, then that helps David Montgomery as well. So it's like like in my opinion, like that correlation still like makes sense. Like if, Montgomery, if they're sniping one another, like, yeah, that does stink. But if they're on the field a bunch because like neither defense can like hold a candle to these opposing offenses, like, then shit, man, like it can work out. But I am kind of leaning more towards, after like listening to Pete's stream and other streams and listening to JM, like if you are telling yourself that Justin Fields is going nuclear, then you need to have ancillary pieces, and it should probably be not a skinny. Also, just real quick, if the game is moved to Monday for that Bills Browns game, the slate will extend to Monday. That was like point blank confirmed by Mamba. So if we see the game is moved to Monday, like don't fret, the slate extends.
Interesting. Okay, so all the more reason to move in,
Exactly.
to lean in there. Yeah, baby Stevie talking right to our point there. We gave him a shout off the top for winning last night, but now that he's
congrats,
here,
bro.
big shouts. But yeah, just got Allen in the middle of the second, so playing right into that. So I mean, should we just hop in right now? Should we just hop in and see where we get Allen? Let's
do it live, dude.
Yeah, let's see what happens here. We could talk through the rest of it as we go here. Let's just hop in and see what happens, because I'm very curious. I mean, we might end up with a whole bunch of the people from the stream in here, and then
we might have got lucky.
Normal...
Mark, what are you doing?
Dude, I was just gonna say, my thumb slipped. I didn't mean to enter.
Let's go.
I was gonna wait for you guys to realize, but by the time I realized it, it was full, and I was like, "Oh shit!"
Let's go. That's
man.
Awesome.
Well, yeah,
Like raising
little,
names, you're like, that's familiar.
That's my fault.
All right, Numi.
Yeah.
Here's what we're gonna do. Numi, you're drafting with Mark, and I'm drafting with John.
That's fun. Let's
do
that.
Sure. Yeah.
Let's
okay,
go.
cool. Let's do it.
Oh, that's funny as hell.
Hey, Best Ball Viper bringing up 88% Demon in the goal line. I love that.
Wow.
We've been touting the shit out of Demon this week. He's been our leverage play off of the field's ADP. He's been the same bet, but at a cheaper price point in my opinion. So
we were all on Demon before Herbert was like officially on IR.
Yeah, we were talking it up on Monday.
I mean, not that it's that big.
Might fucking bury us.
Of course. Yeah, no, like we've been there since the beginning.
Too much.
We were there since the beginning.
Yeah.
Pre-Herbert.
88% is nuts.
That's
wild. Well,
you're a nuts. You're a nutty guy, bro. I respect it.
I respect it too. I was looking at this, Chad. If you're in the chat,
where we go, Numi?
I guess I didn't submit the drafts in which I've done this too, but if we're looking at 100
Justin Jefferson,
114 drafts, we're looking at 114 drafts, and the combinatorial ownership according to our sheet right now of Fields plus Demon is 0. So
really?
I mean,
I wonder what
I have about 10 shares of that. So
yeah, I think I got 3 or 4 too.
Because he has the stack column, and I wonder if that means like Montgomery and then Mooney. That's interesting.
Nez,
yo,
what are we doing here?
No, get rid of the
CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb is, we want to talk about binary outcomes. He seems like he's highly likely to end up in the optimal lineup this week.
I like that. Okay, cool. And then Devontae.
From here, I kind of like Mark Andrews.
Okay. Yeah, I'm about it.
I think
I was gonna say he doesn't look that good.
Yeah.
Been leaning into
he
that.
Would look
Mark
better
Andrews.
at pick 10.
Yeah. I think with Mark Andrews, dude, if we get the positive news that like he's playing today, he's like we're he should probably be going ahead of Justin Fields, right? He should probably be going at that 5 or 4.
Yeah, I like teams snatch up wideouts and
let's do it.
It's strategy to talk over you guys while you're on the clock.
Yeah, don't show me the board. Show me the draft board like this. I don't ever get to look at a player.
I think Mark Andrews.
They are.
Oh, we're still talking Andrews. God bless. This is tough. I'm just
Mark Andrews might be my 101 this week. Like if he gets a full practice today, he's probably I'll start taking him unstacked over and over again. I don't care that people have Lamar plus Andrews plus Jefferson or Lamar plus Andrews plus Saquon. I have a couple of those. Like I don't care. I'm just gonna lean into Mark Andrews as just being like the above replacement value of tight end on this
hashtag exploitative.
And I'm gonna get weird with it.
I think we should chat about Devontae Adams.
Confirmed.
Say again, Nimi?
Let's chat about
it's an Isaiah likely week confirmed now.
Oh, yeah. After all that. So the thing. So Chip also bringing up that like I think we just might need to ask Chad what he means on the stat column.
What are you thinking here?
The quarterbacks are enticing, or we could do a Chubb Gabe thing.
Oh, that's what I
Yeah,
did.
that's what I was thinking. We can either do the Chubb Gabe, which I like, or either one of the quarterbacks. I would go Lamar, but I know
There it is.
like I'm
Okay.
fine.
Oh,
with
I gotta change this one up here. There we go.
I'm going Chubb.
Chubb. Let's do it.
Yeah. Let's
We
see
can
how
build.
that rolls.
Yeah.
So
that keeps our options open.
Viper, I don't know why you're DMing Rudman, man. Get in our Discord. I'll shoot you a link. We have Mamba in there. He's the guy. Rudman is he's talking about the Buffalo game, bro. Get in our Discord, Viper, and we have Red Mamba in there. He's the guy. He's the voice.
That's what he was talking about. DMing Rudman.
Yeah,
I thought he was doing it
Rudman.
when Mark hopped in the draft. He was DMing Rudman because of that. He was joking. I told him, like, oh, that's good. That's good.
We got our options here. Do you want to do the Lamar stack?
Has to
here? It has to be. Okay.
Yeah.
Insane.
That's pretty dirty.
I think there's merit to taking Hurts.
Yeah,
too.
yeah, we get it. You like naked quarterbacks. You don't like having guys that bring back their ceiling outcomes with their pass catchers. Mark has then preached it every week.
And then I like Gabe Davis.
Okay.
Like this is a slate deprived of like good options. Like why not take the guy that we know can just like meet his value with one catch?
That's
like
point.
someone just preached about a good 10 minutes above beginning of the show.
That's so weird.
There you go.
Dude, we still okay. I was gonna say we still have options.
Yeah.
Rodman just lifts heavyweight. Rodman does a lot more than just lift heavyweights, but he does do that very well too.
Yeah, dude, I'm on Boyd so heavy this week. I know Nez won't because
Discord link is in the bio to this video below.
And if it's old or whatever, we can send you a new one. I know they get expired or whatever. So
yeah,
like, subscribe.
That's a new one.
Yeah,
Rodman posted a picture on Twitter of him holding cookie butter. I'm sorry, he was holding a jar of cookie butter. I've never seen a bigger thumb on a human being in my life. It is the girth on this dude's thumb. It was like astounding. He looks like a fucking gorilla. Like it makes no sense.
You sound slightly aroused right now, man.
I'm using very provocative terms here, but it's when you see it, you'll be like, you will say, "What the fuck?"
Oh, we're bringing it up.
Oh, we are, because it's like what the fuck level. There it is, third pick. If you go to his media tab, John, you're such a noob, dude.
Boyd knew me.
It's in the media tab.
Yep, 100%. Dig that.
That's just a small. It's a small jar.
That's a 12-ounce jar. Monster.
Can you please switch to milliliters so I understand?
let me do my quick conversion.
Milliliters. Oh my lord.
354.
That's funny.
I don't know if that's standard units there. Okay.
I was inverted. Took my guy. That's who I wanted. I wanted
Montgomery.
the I wanted the Demont pick right there. I think we could do the Peoples Jones mini. We just talked it up.
Yeah, I'm into it.
Yeah, we get a little different like that, and then
big play team.
And we've kind of left ourselves as like one-off at running back, but then based on what JM said yesterday, I kind of like the Deontay Foreman run back here. Yeah,
it makes sense. I've been doing this a good amount with Lamar just because like no other Panther feels good running back with him. I will say I'm also warming up to Dameon Pierce just because we just saw him disappoint, but we know his volume is still there, and it's still the Commanders at the end of the day. But okay. Right. I mean, we could do the run back. But I think also I don't want to forget about Devontae Adams and talking about him because I started off the week being like very, very skittish on Devontae Adams and like not wanting to play him in this matchup just because the Broncos play nothing but terrible games.
Yeah.
I'll let you guys pick.
Looking at the Freiermuth or Hayden Hurst, probably.
So either one. We can do the double.
I like the double, honestly, because like pocket passer, double stack.
Yeah, I like that. I was going to ask you, is either Freiermuth I wasn't going to go, but I like Hurst. That's a good call.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a lot of Hurst being taken this week.
A couple things there. Nez talking right now about Devontae Adams. Devontae Adams started the week as before we got the Josh Allen and the Diggs and whatever we got that game environment news. Their fourth highest ranked player for Leone Herzig ETR team was Devontae Adams. And then based on what JM said yesterday, where either him or Josh Jacobs have had a 30-point game in every contest this year, something like that. Every week that they have both played, all but one of them.
It was the Devontae Adams flu game. Was the only
right.
one.
The flu game was the only one. That's what it was. Yeah. So,
and that's full PPR,
at the end of the day,
still.
he's Devontae Adams. I mean, like Patrick Surtain's a baller. He might be island guy. We might be seeing the next evolution of like the Revis Island stuff emerging with both Sauce and with Patrick Surtain. Like they look like legit. Like these are the next dudes that you got to start worrying about that play the corner position. In terms of like week over week wide receiver versus cornerback matchup, but like it's still Devontae Adams, right?
Yeah, and every underlying metric tells you to like not be worried because he is the offense. There's no Hunter Renfrow. There's Darren Waller. It's Mac Hollins and Devontae Adams. So I'm coming around to drafting him because of like how shallow wide receiver is. It would be like really foolish to fade one of the best wide receivers in the game on a slate that is starving for good players. So that's my, just want to revisit that. Cause I've been like saying, I'm scared all week. I'm mixing him back in. That's what I'm most scared of. That's what I'm scared of now. It was Devontae Adams before. Now it's Nick Rudman's left thumb. Jesus Christ.
I don't think I've ever seen
How do you use
Rudman.
A phone? Like,
Maybe I've seen pictures of him like when he's been exercising or something like that. But in my mind, he just looks like that crypto punk. Like in my mind, that's like who he is. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. You associate people with their Avies.
With their Avies, right? Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. He's a
okay,
he's a monster.
There was a couple names I wanted to hit on that were at the bottom of our draft board there that I had starred up. Jamal Williams not practicing one of the times this week. We've seen Swift. I don't know what the shit they're doing with him. They've put Justin Jackson working over him in third down and pass sets sometimes. It's bizarre. His usage is absolutely bizarre for the talent that we think he is and for like the second and third round style pick that we wanted. I don't know. Do we go back to the well? He's free.
I'm not. He's broken, man.
Yeah.
Which player was that?
Swift.
DeAndre Swift.
Oh, dude, no, I can't. He's absolutely dead to me, and it's not his fault.
Holy shit, dude.
It's not his fault, but it's as a player, as an option
Holy
in this
Buffalo.
game.
We all just looked at your
Brett Skinner was saying that tweet from the Bills showing their stadium is insane. I posted it in the private chat, John, if you want to look at it. It's absolutely
wild.
Insane. Like
pretty wild.
Remember when we were clowning Nez when he was bringing up the weather on a Monday, and we're like, dude, it's Monday. What are you doing? Like,
chill,
care
bro.
about weather on. Yeah,
I've been
ruining this game environment.
I've been an amateur meteorologist for a while.
To be fair, we were talking about the state of the game on Sunday, not the weather concerns of freaking Armageddon.
Honestly, when I look at this picture, all I see is 185 yards and 3 scores for LaShawn McCoy. That's all I'm saying.
That's not going to get that. That tweet's not getting traction, bud. Come on.
That's all I see. It's true, man.
That is amazing. That's
pretty gnarly, dude.
Yeah, that is some absolutely insane shit. Amateur meteorologist, man. I'm just telling you, don't.
Yeah,
they're calling me the budget Kevin Wath. So,
look at those sweet seats under the overhang right there.
Yeah,
like these bad boys would be going for 1,000 on Sunday if they're still playing. Like everybody be selling their stuff down low to move up right there.
I had the opportunity to go to a game in Buffalo in like 2011, and that stadium just legit like takes the wind and it like just fucking throws it around, just swirls it everywhere.
Yeah.
It's so insane. Like there's no seats where you can be like out of the weather in that stadium. It's insane.
Dude, if you've ever been a spectator in cold football weather, it kind of sucks. It kind of sucks really bad.
Oh,
and
really?
The thing is, man, like with your feet, maybe I don't know, man. When I'm in there, you want like feet warm, you want hand warmers like in your shoes, like covering like all of your feet.
Yeah,
like,
dude, hot chocolate in one hand, beer in the other. Like that's legit. You got gloves on. You just scoop the snow off your seat. I went to Mike Holmgren's last game and Brett Favre's last game as a Jet or whatever, and it was snowing like crazy, and it took us like 8 hours to get to. So for people who don't know, to drive from Vancouver, like people think like Canada's so far. For me to get like door to door to go to a Seahawks game, it's probably like 2 hours, like maybe not even, like sometimes pending traffic and whatever. I mean, it's maybe 2 hours, 2.5 hours, but it took us 8 hours to get there because the snow was so bad. And just went down there for one of those, and I loved it, man. I don't know.
It might be different. It might be. I'm like depending on the weather. Like I'm just saying, I've been in some like 20-degree bullshit, and like I was miserable. Like I was trying to like put on a brave face, but holy crap, man! The
coldest I've ever been in my life was 2009, the last game of the season at Lambeau, Green Bay versus the Lions. It had snowed 3 feet the night prior, and so like the town of Green Bay, they pay the citizens like of the town to just come out and shovel snow, and so like they're all like shoveling snow at the stadium, but like Lambeau is just bleachers, like fucking like. What is going on?
Newbie setting. I thought he was sending me more
new
snow.
Logo. No, look at the Twins' new logo. That's
nobody cares about
logo.
the Twins.
Just look at it.
He was sending me. I thought it was more like LaShawn McCoy. It was more weather stuff, and he's just sending me this Minnesota logo.
Look at the new logo.
It's the exact fucking same as
the
old
exact same logo. This is the new logo. This is what I waited months for.
Oh, don't tell me you were like highly anticipating this.
He's got a calendar notification. Calendar notification. Like when the new logo's gonna drop.
You guys. We don't have much to be happy about over here. So new logos, you get pretty excited. Okay.
Oh my god, man! You got to know better. I hope you never learned.
It's
blowing up over a logo. There's nothing changed. We changed the colors, bruh.
Anyway, all right,
sorry.
we've got
Rogue
here.
John.
We've got Rogue. Let's reel it back in.
Off the track.
Actually, Lambeau looked majestic last night. It does look like one of those places that I would just love to go to see a ball game. You know, like.
Dude, the stands are just straight up like high school stadium benches. Like
I gotcha.
The aluminum benches. It's so cool.
I think I'm at the age where I need to bring like a seat cushion with like the backs. If I ever did one of those, like I can't be sitting on those bleachers.
Oh man, I don't think I sit at football games. Like I just don't sit.
That's
down.
true.
Like I just like it doesn't bother me at all because I'm just like, oh, I'm vested in standing the whole time. I don't know. That might be like a Pacific Northwest thing too. Like nobody sits at any of these stadiums for whatever reason. I like it though. This one, Cordell Patterson, we saw him come back. We saw him ball out. He got 18 touches, the 2 touchdowns. And then all of a sudden we just see the 3-headed committee rear its ugly head last week. And it's like, oh man, we can't trust anybody in this backfield in certain game environments anymore. Do we all feel the same about that? I've mixed them in once or twice, primarily as run back off of naked fields, but I don't know that we can trust it anymore. I think the bet on Cordell Patterson might be the exact same as betting on Tyler Algier or Caleb Huntley.
Yeah, I'd have to look back and see what actually like took place in their last game for why that usage was so shitty. But I think that is just kind of like more of the reason to go back to him because people are going to be so scared because of what they just saw. Like I said, I really cannot tell you much about what happened in their Week 10 game, but it seems like it's just such a good spot for him that if you didn't know what happened last week, like it was against the Panthers in a really shitty like weather game. it is kind of odd that they didn't give him more touches. Like we expected like a ton of groundwork for him, but just a really gross game in general with that Carolina game. It's kind of nuts that that the Carolina wins by 10 points with PJ Walker completing 10 passes, but that was just Deontay Foreman excellence.
Yeah, that's a good point. Interesting that we saw for the first time I guess it wasn't for the first time we saw him get 3 carries in this game, but that was without Patterson. But they went to kind of like this 4 committee where Avery Williams was all of a sudden getting touches. Avery Williams, former linebacker, I believe, like former defensive player, like drafted as a defensive player and then converted to running back, fairly certain, or converted in college last year at college. So just to see this backfield, like all of a sudden, like
it was a short week.
Okay, yeah, short week, but you see a backfield get 22 carries and the leader of the carries is 8, and then they're dispersed 4 ways. It doesn't instill confidence in anybody.
I know. Maybe Arthur Smith needs an intervention.
Yeah, I mean, what I will say is he's the type of player that can just take his touches regardless of what they are. So in a game, in a slate that just has a wide range of, we don't know what's going to happen. We're already talking about, I've taken him quite a bit, I will say.
Interesting.
So
okay,
I just for the fact that it's, what if we see on Sunday where it's Arthur Smith and we're like, oh, look at now all of a sudden he's got the RB1 job back, or at least most of it. And even if he doesn't, he takes 1 or 2 to the house or does that and gets a little more receiving work. So, I mean, I've mixed it in just because of the fact that it's getting different. And I think he's going overlooked. I've done 2 like Montgomery CPAT like together. So,
okay. Yeah. I like that. Yeah, it's cool because the pass work will still be there too, in theory, right? They have used Caleb Huntley quite a bit as like the passing down back. But in theory, he is a very good pass catcher. It also is the highest total on the slate, and it also is the highest implied team total on the slate. So why not see
for what it's worth? Yeah, and it's kind of just like thinking about it in the way Mark put it earlier, where we know what CPAT has done. We know what he can rip off. The same thing for Gabe Davis. He's done a 98-yard touchdown. Like he has the ability to be sitting there and just put these big plays away. I'm not banking on it. That's not me pounding the drum for CPAT like you got to do, but like definitely worth mixing him in on a slate like this, I think.
Yeah.
With just all of just basically, I mean, we've already said it. The whole first round carries uncertainty, like with question marks and people seeking out the comfort of certainty and getting whatever they think is going to be certain. Who knows? CPAT comes out and gets his run. So yeah, I think it's definitely worth mixing in.
Interesting to note, he's been drafted in about the same amount of drafts as David Montgomery has out of our 114 sample. I wouldn't have expected that. I would have expected him to have been kind of in the 12-14% range. But just interesting of note there.
I think a lot of people see him when it gets down to that 6th round, and he's always kind of like in that middle range. And I think some people end up just like clicking him. They'll be like, oh, okay, CPAT, you know what I mean? And again, like to your point, highest total game, highest total team total. So
where's Drake London in that?
That's a good question, but he's definitely lower than that. I've only seen London get drafted once or twice. 4% of drafts out of 114, so that's 2 drafts, I guess.
Right? Darnell Mooney, drafts. Darnell Mooney's at 18%.
It's funny. I'm looking at one of your teams in this draft review submission, and you got a Fields, Andrews, Mixon, Jacobs, and then a nice little Drake London Mooney. So you went Drake London just naked, and that's pretty interesting. So like you say, like this slate is just who's to say that?
Like 37% of teams are dead. That's pretty funny. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. Oh man. There was one other that draft went away. Let's sauce these teams real quick. I want to get in here. You guys went for the double alpha wide receiver start. Then you tried to get the Nick Chubb with the Gabe Davis bring back. We were not having any of that. And then this backdoor triple with Burrow is very interesting because I think we're going to see a lot of Burrow's ownership. We've seen him stacked 70-something% of time. He's by far the most stacked quarterback who gets drafted the most kind of thing.
But not with
I guess
that pairing.
David Njoku declares himself ready to play.
Okay,
So
that's good to mix in.
Point. So
yeah, that's a good one to mix in. That I don't know what that does for Donovan Peoples-Jones in terms of splits. Like we were just kind of talking him up a little bit. Is that negative for him? It'd be interesting to go look through those splits. But just good of note there. The thing with the Burrow thing that I was to your point, Mark, is the combination of Burrow being stacked is going to be like Burrow Higgins a lot, and then Burrow Boyd when people miss on Higgins and do the whatever. Because whoever's in the sheet is already doing the Lord's work. It must be Chad hanging out here, already doing it for us. Like I'm just about to jump over. Yeah. There you go. And I mean, like, so this is where the large numbers can misconstrued where our mindset is, right?
That's outstanding. Whoever's behind the scenes right now.
There you go.
Incredible. Chad, right?
Yeah, it's always Chad, man. Yeah. Badge Brigade stronger together. Exactly. Chad's always out here grinding for us. That's perfect. So that speaks to our point, because now if we flip this, let's do this here. Actually, we don't even have to flip it. Let's just take Boyd out and let's do Higgins and see where this ends up. A little bit higher, still nothing crazy.
Let's do two with Burrow and Higgins.
Yeah, and then that's where I was kind of going with the mindset, 28%. Right? Yeah, and then all of a sudden that's 28%, and then it'd be interesting to see if Boyd's even more than that, because Boyd's more readily available, right?
Although Higgins has just been falling over and over and over, so like
just slightly
because the field is smart, man. I don't know what to tell you. The field is getting sharp.
Right.
I don't know.
You can look at your little charts, look at your little ETR rankings. Like, go ahead, listen to the touts. Like, it makes no sense.
Out there lying on Heinz Field or lying on the field, just like, I got the whole slate right here. I know what's happening. Kenny Pickett, George Pickens, 3 times. It's a Christian Watson game. It's coming. You know.
Yeah.
Anonymous Jackson is gonna have one.
Anonymous Dragon just typed Tyree Jackson in here, so dead giveaway that it's Chip. He's the only guy hyping up Tyree
Jesus
Jackson.
Christ, Chip!
Oh,
you're about to get banned from the sheet.
That's so good.
Sorry, Mark. What were you saying?
Kenny Pickett is probably going to have a blow-up game at some point, and that offense is so concentrated now that it's probably going to ship somebody something.
Yeah, that's what I keep. I'm just gonna keep getting overweight on Pickett. I'm gonna until that happens to the end of the year, and then I'll be happy.
I like that.
Each week will disappoint until it happens.
We talked about this one a little bit off the hop, the Montgomery plus Field stack, how we like it, how we've leaned in a little bit, how we think there's 40 plus rushing attempts on the same team right there, that they're not as negatively correlated as you would think some quarterback plus running backs would be. We're kind of leaning into this one a little bit this week as both a way to get unique off of the Fields ownership, but both buying that high total, high team total, good game environment, good rushing environment. Why not put them together? Really like that show. Really like that thought process. What do you say we jump back in here?
Let's do one more.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah.
I'm not entering.
Knew me.
We see everybody's hands.
I'm just retweeting all the new uniforms. That's all I'm doing.
Oh my gosh.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Yeah. Carlos Correa is gonna look great in it.
Nice.
Is
the
he?
whiteout last night was.
Hey, how's Jordan feeling? He's still staying, bud? Right. I can come back out here with that.
These are cool. These are cool unis. I'm fine with it.
Yeah,
they're fire. I like them.
You don't need to pull it up. Like, you don't need to pull them
up.
No.
Pull up the thumb.
Guys, I'm absolutely not pulling them up. Yeah, I'll pull up the thumb before I pull up the unis again. Yeah, Rudman's going to look at this later and just be like, I got to check in and see if these guys are still pretty good, if they're pumping our product, see if these guys have any talent whatsoever. And we're just going to be talking about his fucking thumb. And he's going to be like, oh, God, why'd we send these idiots T-shirts? They're not affiliated with us. Get out of here.
Can you guys send those back, please? We'll send you the return label.
I had a buddy growing up on.
Change your logo.
I had a buddy growing up that he had like an abnormally large thumb, and his like gamer tag for like when we were in high school and stuff was Monkey Thumb. It just like reminded me of that.
Monkey Thumb. Dude must have slapped that Call of Duty, man. There's that.
So much control, dude.
Yeah, love it. Juju DNP. Yeah. We did not talk Thursday, Sunday slate at all this week, largely because we had we wanted to pick JM's brain yesterday. Like having Jordan on the show was so huge to talk like macro level stuff. So we kind of steered clear of that Thursday contest, but there was a lot of reason to not lean into that Thursday or to lean in heavy, one extreme or the other, because of all the uncertainty at the wide receiver position. We got limited practices plus individual drills from both the Chargers wide receivers. What do we do with that knowledge? We had Mecole Hardman go on IR. We had Juju, DNP. It was a mess. What do you guys like here? You guys like a little naked Josh Allen to start and then figure it out, or something else?
Yeah.
CD.
Well, we're gonna take Josh Allen.
Why do we? See, you wonder why I don't answer the question 99% of the time? Because 100% of the time the answer doesn't matter.
Thanks for your input.
Yeah, thanks for your input. Don't care.
There we go. Your turn. Your turn.
Seriously, guys, wait 30 seconds and no one's gonna answer it. No one.
I know.
What do you guys like here? Some combination of this is where my eyes go, or we could go Nick Chubb run back right away.
No, you can get Chubb on the way back.
All right, give me a name.
Devontae's fine.
Yep.
Devontae?
Something that's interesting is that I've been mixing in this week that we didn't talk about earlier is like forcing stacks in the early rounds that aren't available naturally.
That's a big NBA strategy.
For early rounds or for like early draft picks, like 1, 2, or 3, I've been mixing in some AJ Brown because you can get Jalen Hurts on the comeback. And that's a stack that is highly likely to not be heavily owned this week. You look at like the state of Philly, they just lost Dallas Goedert. So you're going down to like 2 primary pass catchers. So and then you can double stack it with Devontae Smith in the 4th, 5th round. Something that like not a lot of people are thinking through is as we're so tied to ADP, right? Is trying to create organic stacks that are not readily available through just following ADP.
Yeah, I like that shout a lot. And it makes a lot of sense in NBA in particular with that top end talent. You'll see guys just like build because people gravitate so heavily to ADP and so many teams are very similar that like you'll see like these same players line up over and over. So if you just pluck one from the other side of the board, you're instantly unique in doing so. And that's less involved in like stacking. This is what I was talking about yesterday. So I said something in the Discord, Michael. I don't know if you're in there. I think so. Michael, you must be Raise It 777, right? Because he's been in here before. He's been.
I would like to know the origins behind that name as well. If that's a Pirates reference, like salute my guy. But I'd love to know.
No. Let me say the suspense and drama. It is not a Pirates reference, and
we'll see.
Yeah, but big shouts. Yeah, Michael was one of the ones who took that down in tandem with baby Stevie there.
I let you down.
Dig?
Something. That's fine. I'll talk about what I was going to talk about after.
Let's fucking go, Mike. That's what I'm talking about. Sorry, you can do what you want here.
All right. Don't care.
Mike, that's a Pittsburgh reference.
It is a Pittsburgh. So Mike's from Pittsburgh. There you go. Buckles.
Don't doubt it, man. Don't doubt it.
Okay, fine. Respect. Yo, Raise It. There you go. Just for you, Nez. There you go.
Talking about our discussion on Josh Jacobs.
Fuck off, Chad.
Devontae Adams earlier. Oh, sorry.
We should have taken him first. Okay, let's make a pick here. Any names jumping out to anybody?
Can't believe Davis got sniped by us.
Josh Jacobs.
Yeah, Jacobs is cool.
You want it? Okay.
I kind of like the. We already have Devontae though.
That's what I was just going to talk about. All right, don't do it. I'll talk about it after.
I've done it.
We've talked about it in the past, but JM's point yesterday really scared me off that it's like every game has been one or the other. And I do agree with like the uniqueness aspect where it's like, yeah, not many people are going to click on them both together, but I do also see the merit in like all the games that we've seen thus far, it's been one or the other. So why put them together? That was kind of my thought process.
It's been one or the other with either who the hell? The two injured players they fucking have. Darren Waller and Hunter
and
Renfrow.
Hunter Renfrow, yeah.
Yeah, so that offense is basically just Josh Jacobs and Devontae Adams.
It's different. The sample sizes had different
yeah.
Oh shit.
15% of the time together, less unique than I thought it would be. Yeah,
yeah,
I,
me
I
too.
tend
I'm
to
less
agree
on
with
that now.
Yeah.
I have like 4 or 5 teams like that, so maybe I'll do that less now.
Well,
you never know. We have a bunch of galaxy brainers
in that sheet. They're all yours.
Yeah. Everybody in that sheet is literally like it's us. Like it's all us.
You have to take it with a little grain of salt because it's like it's all us. So it's like we're not reflecting what the overall market I think is doing. It's my thought. Although the market is incorporated in
Njoku, but no, not yet. But definitely on the come around.
Oh, really? I was thinking that this would be a Nathan Allen team, and we would do this.
You do whatever your heart desires.
Okay.
He will.
He
will do whatever his heart desires.
But we don't need to do it. Okay, we can do it now since.
Well, now that we've
go DMO first. You can get Njoku in the 6th, easy.
Yeah.
Blew it.
Well, and especially because he already has tight end too, which But this team sucks balls.
Why don't we do Cortland Sutton? Like, shoot.
Yeah, I'd be about that. You could also twist my arm into like an off the board Isaiah McKenzie.
He's hurt.
I
don't know the
interesting.
He's sick.
Well, and Jake Kumero's on IR.
Yeah.
Now we're talking.
Khalil Shakir.
McKenzie did not practice today. It's Khalil Shakir week. It's Khalil
All right,
Shakir
let's
week.
fucking go.
McKenzie popped on the injury report yesterday with an illness. So assuming that it is like the same flu that's been going around, it's probably going to be severely limited if he plays.
Yeah, if he has anything close to the Nez man cold, he might be fucked. He might be
respect
done.
Respect the flu. You've got to respect it, especially a guy like McKenzie. Man, they don't want McKenzie's like.
Okay, so are we doing this, or do you want to do the Cortland Sutton?
This team sucks gonna be so way bad more that unique. You should probably go Shakir.
All right, let's do it for the bit.
I mean, we have a bunch of chalk, Shakir. Like if we want to like do what we've been preaching, which is like all chalk.
I mean, Njoku's rare enough, and unstacked Allen is kind of right.
Well, we don't have unstacked no more. But yeah, I've been seeing Paul.
No, I meant in general. Oh, Paul! If Paul's on Shakir, I'm about it. I mean, he wins everything, so let's get it.
Yeah, he's a money printer.
Yeah, anything that Baby Stevie and Raise It aren't winning, Paul wins. And then me and Numi collect the scraps, and then Nez just gets his 10K every third.
I pay the rate for you guys.
Week. Every third week, Nez just gets a 10K.
Yeah, it's more like every 6.
Okay, let's do this real quick, just to confirm some priors and whatever here. So Kumaro goes on IR. I am seeing Isaiah McKenzie. I don't know what this. I guess that means he practiced and then went illness, DNP.
So that means he popped up on the report on Thursday for the first time.
Okay. So he was full practice and then illness on the Thursday. And then I am seeing nothing else at the wide receiver position there. Okay. So just interesting of note that does kind of bring Shakir into play a little bit. I don't know how viable it is, but we had this conversation when they were on the Thursday night only slate and Silas was on with us, that the way Shakir plays is kind of like a 1-for-1 outside receiver fit for when Gabe Davis was out. And then it was Jake Kumaro as like the rotational piece between those two. So if if McKenzie is out, that hypothetically could move Diggs to play more slot snaps, and then you get Shakir on the outside.
Shakir's playing like 80% of snaps if McKenzie's out.
If McKenzie's out,
it's wheels effing up for Shakir.
Okay,
if that's the case.
I think Shakir has played like 20-25% of his snaps from the slot, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Okay, well there you go. So then I'm full of shit. I'm an idiot, and let's just
I would
keep
assume
drafting.
I would have made the same assumption you did, John. That like I like Diggs being like playing more in the slot. Like they could mix it up, but we even
to be fair, the snap count percentage of slot for him
dude,
right
he's
now.
52.5% slot.
Okay,
Shakir?
Okay, I'm gonna play devil's advocate and tell you why it might not matter. Because he's not going to take the snaps of Diggs or Davis on the outside. So if they do want to implement him as a rotationary wide receiver, it would have to be over the likes of where Jamison Crowder's snaps used to come from and where, Isaiah McKenzie he can work over in theory if they think he's better. So then if you give the context of this week slightly different where an outside position is available to him, do you think that still holds? I don't know. I'm just playing devil's advocate.
You have to put yourself in the position of the head coach and the offensive coordinator. What is easier to incorporate? Is it shifting around some of your primary pieces, or is it trying to have the new guy fill the role that is vacated? So
good point.
It's not as easy as look at Garrett Wilson. He's probably the best example from this season where he started off playing heavy slot snaps. Once the injuries started happening, once Elijah Moore's, whatever the hell you want to call it, started happening, that's when he shifted outside. But that was more out of necessity because all they had to play was Denzel Mims and Garrett Wilson. Whereas a guy being ruled out late in the week they didn't know he was even sick until Thursday, it's probably more likely that they don't try and fuck with Stephon Diggs and Gabe Davis's role.
Good point. Yeah.
And they try and bring in Shakir to play more where he's already played 50% of slot snaps. So that's what I would think.
One other name that will come into play if this comes all to fruition is Hodgins too. He will be a potential.
No, dude. Hodgins is no longer with the team.
Practice squad or gone?
No, he got signed by he went to New York. He got signed by Dabble this past
week. Right. People were talking him up as a deep dive punt option as New York. I think it was Alex Baker brought his name up.
Wow.
I knew I had heard his name this week. That's why it was top of mind.
Yeah, he's
41 yards for the Giants in his debut.
He played 43% of the snaps in his first game because he's familiar with Dabble.
Good to know.
According to Sleeper, it was actually 62, but they could be wrong. Regardless, I mean it's a lot. For a guy for Isaiah Hodgins.
Right.
Look at that depth chart.
Interesting of note. There's 4 names there. And then if we get McKenzie, even if he's well enough to play, if he's in a limited role, they're probably going to have to sign somebody from down here. Tanner Gentry, that's a familiar name, but I think it's primarily special teams related. Keyshawn Johnson.
Isaiah Coulter. Jeez.
Yeah, Isaiah Coulter. Yeah. I kind of
they could,
you guys, twist my arm into some
dude.
Khalil
They could,
Shakir, man.
They could. This could be the game where they incorporate Nyheim Hines and Duke Johnson more than.
Yeah, that's what Chip was saying. Nyheim Hines for the leverage. I mean, he's played 6% of snaps and 8% of snaps, and they've been using James Cook over him. So
my best ball shares like that to be James Cook.
Yeah,
Cook's not playing really anything.
No, he's not.
We're gonna be doing.
I gotta bounce.
Okay, yeah, I was just about to ask if you had the other show and stuff like that.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Thank you so much, Mark. Good luck this weekend. We will see you in the drafting streets. Thanks for being here, bud.
Yes, sir. See you guys.
Appreciate you, man. Have a good weekend.
Buddy.
Yep.
Gentlemen, we are going to be back at 3:30 Eastern. I have no idea what time it is right now. It's 10 a.m.
for you.
It's 10 a.m. So it's 1:10. So we'll be back at 2. Do you guys want to run a couple more, 1 or 2 BRs, or do you want to run a hoops and then call it?
Numi, coming off
a hot hoops last night.
Well, go ahead and refresh.
Yeah, Thursday night hoops.
Have you checked out the hoop slate, Numi? Muted as hell.
Muted.
Sorry. Yeah, I've been in them. There's like something going on outside, so I don't know if you can hear it. They're like freaking I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I've been in them. It's tough just because I was all over Jimmy Buckets, who then ruled out. So it's just going to be another one of those slates. I kind of took an approach yesterday where I kind of backloaded my drafts and I just went totally nuts once I got more information, and I did way better. And I think it's just that's what I'm going to try and do it again. I mean, you can, don't get me wrong, you can still make your teams early, but I mean, Kawhi Leonard becoming questionable, and then Paul George being questionable, but then them both playing and then them both not mattering. It's just hoops is really interesting. So yeah. Yeah, I'm going to be attacking it all day though, try and get the combos. But for me, it's just trying to predict who do you think of the questionables is going to be out, and then just hope that you don't get the random variance of a guy you're all in on gets randomly ruled out. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, they're still super fun. And yeah, I'm going to be in them all day, along with now the BR streets, just the NFL. I'm going to be attacking it. So,
well, one thing I want to ask about the hoop stuff is in terms of like profiles to target. So people were talking about it in the Discord. I can't remember who brought it up the other day about not targeting bigs anymore and just targeting like the high upside guards in the later rounds there for like ceiling outputs. I haven't done a deep dive in hoops. I'm just asking organic questions here. Is there merit to that? Or like, no?
I don't think so. I mean, bigs, depending the big or what they do and give the minutes, they offer just amount of upside in there for blocks. Miles Turner has offered ceiling games, big. I mean, it just really depends the type of slate. Sure, a guard can definitely go off. But it's tough because you don't get like the 3-point bonus here. You get more, like we've talked about, you get more for just playing defense. So like, yeah, defensive guard or anything like that, or just a guy going out there and hooping and just putting the ball in the net. Like, that'll definitely help. But like, I mean, I'm still an advocate of when Bam's playing. I really love Bam. I love my big. I mean, if you look at the bigs, it's the top three. If Jokic is there, is normally without Doncic, it's normally Jokic, Embiid, and Giannis is a big. So
no, I'm talking back end guys though. I'm talking back end guys.
Yeah, you get so Jared Allen, Wendell Carter, Evan Mobley. It just seems like
he's killing himself right now. That's what are you killing yourself?
I think to the
hold on. Finish your thought.
I just think to the point, like I think maybe that point has merit, that there's more, given the fact that there's only one center big and then there's power forward, whatever, there's more going to be likely more guards that are better at a tier. You know what I mean? It's the same thing for that tier drop that Hayden put on there. Like the big drop in bigs probably goes down, and most of them are being drafted higher. So yeah, I would say a late round, that probably does make sense, that there's a better like surplus of guards that are going to give you a higher ceiling than big. So that probably does make sense.
I'm looking for the better in best ball profile for NBA. You know what I'm saying? Like the fact that like, I thought it was a mistake that we weren't so heavy on Anthony Edwards last week as a guy, or last 2 slates ago, as a guy who could break the slate late. Like I'm looking for those guys on an 11-game slate. Like who are these guys that can perform like first rounders late? And I don't think like a big stepping into better minutes who's previously a bench guy is the answer to that, where I think like Jalen Green could be,
Well, yeah, for sure. So, I mean, like here, if you're looking at it just in terms of the slate, you have, you're not going to, I mean, you have a DeAndre Ayton is really the big. I'm looking at like Jaren Jackson. If you look just the bigs littered in there, it's the bigs are higher up, and then it's mainly guards and kind of small forward. So yeah, I mean, it does make sense. And to your point, like, you're just kind of like right now, if you look at it, like Andrew Wiggins, that is one guy that stuck out to me. He's still getting the minutes. He's had 2 terrible games in a row. He's freer than free in the 6th round.
Nice.
If he plays the Knicks, like so like that's a spot. Yeah, I won't go into players like that, but yeah. All right, Nez, what is it?
Nez, what the hell, man?
Okay, my fucking college group chat. My buddy made pasta he's making pasta for his work, and he made like pasta for 40 people, and he's like, I fucked it up, and And you will not believe this monstrosity of a fucking pasta recipe, dog. So like, here's what it looks like. Like, no big deal, just your regular penne. He put in Carolina Reaper salsa in the pasta. Sweet baby Ray's. This is like a fucking toddler
barbecue pasta.
Taco seasoning. What? And he's still packaging it up and he's still going to bring it to him. That's a terrorist move. That is an absolute terrorist move to bring that fucking monstrosity to 40 people at your work. And like, and I'm just like everyone in this chat. I'm sorry. I normally don't get myself distracted.
Food poisoning.
But holy fuck, that is the most insane pasta recipe I've ever seen. I also want to say, as a contribution to the Hoop Slate, it's Scary Terry Friday.
Ooh, I like that.
He's got the Cleveland team, which I love my Cavs, but defensively they're a mess. And no LaMelo. You want to talk about better in best ball profiles? That's Scary Terry.
Yeah. What about Kelly Oubre?
Him as well. Absolutely in play.
We'll say
Cleveland. You guys impressed? I'm a fucking hoops guy now.
Is 5th in defensive rating, so
yeah. But you look at like their last few games, like they've been getting shelled. I thought I saw.
Yeah, I think Allen. Jared Allen has been out, and he's a pretty big piece of that.
Dark, I'm way behind you. Still at the Lambeau part right now. You
got
yelled at for cheering when they were losing.
So they gave up 129 to the Timberwolves. They gave up 127 to the Kings.
Granted, the Kings somehow are second in offensive rating in the entire NBA. So that's just Kings are on one right now.
No, they actually are playing some really good ball. But I just think
you're right.
Like Donovan Mitchell is not like a defensive star. Like neither is Garland.
No.
Their rating looks good right now, but I'm willing to like bet on Rozier and Oubre in this game.
Yeah, and a little caveat on that is they do have the Kings do have like the 29th ranked strength of schedule. So like they haven't been playing the best teams in the NBA.
Okay. Who you got on your sheet that's like kind of a standout for you right now, Numi?
Haven't even made it yet because everything changes so quick that it's like I just stopped making the sheet until the morning wave news kind of comes through. And then I'll make it here. But I mean, Shea is just an unworldly level dude. I mean, his usage, his true shooting, he's a different animal. Like
37, 42. I can't believe that the Clippers gave up him and all those fucking first round picks just to get PG. Yeah, man. That's crazy.
Playoff P, baby.
Yeah.
Playoff P.
Linux about to split this.
Wow, that's how you know you're a devout Badge Bro watcher by bringing up that. Disgusting
I like
reference.
AD.
Yeah, AD seems like the classic better in this scoring guy. Right? Like he's better in the FanDuel style scoring. He's better in the underdog style scoring than he is in like the DraftKings stuff because of his defensive metrics.
If only Beef Stew wasn't on IR for the revenge narrative.
Oh, yes.
Speaking of revenge narratives, there's some fun ones that I'm kind of playing into, and one of them is basically so Vooch, the Magic and the Bulls play and that trade. So Vooch is back in. Technically he's playing Orlando, and Orlando's in Chicago. So Wendell Carter Jr. is back in Chicago. So
the revenge run back.
Yeah, no Paulo is a fun boost for Wendell. So he's probable. So that's someone I've been targeting like the last round.
I really like Halliburton against the Rockets. I will say
it's hard to just not like Halliburton in general.
Every week, right?
Yeah, every game, every slate.
He's the coziest click every slate.
I like this name today.
Is Drew playing?
That I don't know.
He's probable.
Is he probable now? I saw a Q tag. Yeah.
So it was Q. Okay, so it's because he was out. So. Yeah, I'm fine with
you guys
Maxey.
like
I will see. I like Julius Randle.
Yeah, he balled out last game. Good point.
He balled out, and it's just the Warriors are just that pace up spot. So
okay,
let me so Warriors
Warriors have
are
not been
number
good.
one in pace. No, Warriors are number one in pace with the 11th or biggest pace team. So yeah, and the Warriors they've been
they're kind of in disarray right now.
Fraudulent, yeah.
What do you guys like in terms of this spot here? I
my
know
goat CJ McCollum.
Yeah, you like McCollum over Ingram?
Me personally.
Yeah, we can do CJ. That's fine.
CJ,
I mean, that's the thing here. You can make your call it just get different with these options. Like get a little CJ here, get a little Ingram there. Like I've with these guys that have these, it's tough to go all in because like you want to just get like exposure to them all versus the guys you can get in the 6th round, like that Anthony Edwards. I did have some. I didn't go all in like I wanted to because I had more of like just all the Timberwolves in general, but yeah, I like to exploit like those 6 rounds is when I'll really have like over the field type with when I really think that someone's not being drafted as much versus these guys. I'll just try to mix in and get ownership. Yeah, Jaylen Brown's fun.
This 3rd round Jaylen Brown feels really nice without Marcus Smart, without who's the other dude?
It does kind of line up with projections, the way projections are.
Yeah.
But no, for sure with no. Well, I think Brogdon's playing. I think he's.
Brogdon is back. Okay, so maybe that makes a little bit of a difference.
I thought I saw that notification.
That team's pretty deep, man.
Very deep.
They're now the favorites to win the title.
Should we go? Yes. Should we go? Scary Terry here.
Yeah, let's just make this team full of my guys.
Yep.
Yeah, let's go.
For sure. Yeah, Brogdon said he'll play. Okay. Well, I didn't know this. Tobias Harris was a midday questionable now. So that makes other Sixers interesting.
Yeah, that boosts Maxey quite
Marcus
a bit.
Smart didn't go through shoot around. Wendell Carter said he's going to play. He went through shooter.
All right. The real deal just took Wendell right in front of us. Sniped him.
They're doubtful with Hero out too.
You're breaking up here.
Oh, okay.
Oh, damn it. I thought that was just me.
I think I think context of the slate matters a lot with these, where it's like we're not looking for a 40-point guy back here. We're looking for a 60-point guy. You know what I'm saying?
100%. And like, so Vooch is fun.
You said revenge narrative for Vooch.
Vooch, yeah. I do like
little bro science.
I do like Jared Allen's an interesting Q tag that you can get fun with, depending on how much you think he plays against Charlotte.
Jared Allen just looks like he can jump out the gym. Like, like you know what I mean? Like when he was with Brooklyn before and stuff, and you just see him, like it was just like, yo, man. Oh, Chip bringing up the Lowry play. Lowry would have been a nice one there if we got Hero out and
Hero
we got
out.
Buckets out.
And Bam's out. They're doubtful.
Yeah, and JB Buckets.
The 3 big, So the 3 biggest usage clogs there. So it's a Kyle Lowry against a. Let me get their defense. Defensive rating for Washington is all right, 9th, but I mean it's kind of middle of the pack. It's kind of clogged up there. So, but yeah, that's interesting.
Where did this come from? I'm drafting Matt Ryan and AJ Green for the core.
Chip is in his own goddamn world.
No, I love it. There's an AJ Green in NBA.
That's so good.
Oh shit, are you serious?
Yeah, AJ Green.
But it's like it's such a good sentence though, because it works in both sports as just like such a what the fuck sentence, you know?
Yeah, he plays for the Bucks. Right? Does he play for the Bucks? AJ Green, yeah, he played for the Bucks, and then Matt Ryan plays for the Lakers.
All right, what do you guys say we fire one last hoop ones here, then we call it? We're gonna have a long day. We're gonna have a long fun day here. I encourage everyone who's still here, hanging around for the hoops bit, everyone who's still hanging out, please do that, like and subscribe for us, that follow that notification bell. I'm sure you guys are all sickos like us and you've already taken care of that, but we're going to be on Pete's stream. I do not know how to simulcast so that it would be on our channel and his channel. I will mess around with it and find out, but if not, we will be under the Pete Over's Edge channel there, and then our Discord hang will happen immediately following that will kind of just pivot straight over and just go open forum, open floor, draft some more teams, crack a couple beers, whatever, Friday afternoon, have a little chill little Discord party. So link to the Discord down below. If my boomer ass can figure it out, so can you.
Yeah, let's get Paul in there. Well, Paul, if you need help, if you're available today, I know you said that you were struggling to get in there. We can help you. We wanna have like everyone in there. So if you're struggling at all,
in the Discord hang, yeah, it's just
he said if John can figure. Yeah, it's like if John can figure it out, I need to figure out how to figure it out.
Exactly.
So.
Right?
Yeah. I told you, man. Hit us up if you need help. I'd be happy to do a screen share with you.
I respect that, Chip. Us Hoots guys gotta stick together. You know what I mean?
Do we like Luka at 3 right here?
Yeah, don't mind it.
Do we like this guy?
He's coming
Luka
back, right?
Doncic?
Like he just had a little bit of rest. He was just taking
rest. Yeah,
Yes.
that's as far as I know. I'm looking at this. I see Luka. For what it's worth, RG doesn't even have Luka as a questionable or an out. They just have him.
Oh, like he said. Yeah, I was just looking for the same thing. He's not even on here.
They have him that he's just expected to play. Another good thing is Stochastic that I use. Alex will literally, it's his projections. He'll literally put in who he thinks is going to be in or out, and that's why sometimes a guy won't be in or out. He has Luka in, so I'll trust the best DFS player in the world.
Yeah,
that can do this. So
he's playing.
I like that.
Yeah, and it's just going off my takes, all that. Yeah, Luka, and that's a fun. Well, see, it's just like for me, I'm just sitting here like, can Joel really do this again? Like, can he get 70 and 100? Like, is just another 80 performance coming for Mr. Embiid? Like,
we talked up Halliburton a little bit there. Can we click on
the only thing I would say is LeBron just projects better, and it's LeBron, so it makes sense. But Tyrese, like you know what LeBron's going to give you as a ceiling. You know his cap ceiling, and you know what Tyrese can give you. LeBron has a bigger ceiling, so it's whatever you want. That's just my thought.
I'm trying to win this contest. Here we go.
Hey, without beef stew there, that kind of opens up the opportunities for LeBron. No beef stew.
Let's him get to the rim. Let's him get to the rim, man. You know, it's gonna be like some old school.
Gonna elbow and just cause the bleed. Yeah.
Dude, honestly, beef stew might be living in his head rent free, and like he'll just be like not dressed on like the bench and just like fucking mean mugging him. LeBron's gonna go over his first 10.
They have him like freaking like restrained. Like he's not. You cannot go get LeBron right now.
Yeah.
That's fun, dude.
I got a pick right here. I like Jaylen Brown today. What do you guys think about that? I like
That's
the
cool.
Jays. I like the Do you guys like Garland more than him?
Yeah, my only pick would be Miles Turner over him, but I like Jaylen Brown.
I like Jaylen Brown. He's if you want to do your better and best ball takes, like Jaylen Brown is definitely your high variance guy that you're looking for.
Yeah, the only thing that's tough is like so in terms, if you think of it in DFS, where it's like I kind of my brain, whether it's right or wrong. So this is just the way I think of it. I kind of tier the first, second round out as if they're like 10K, 9K, 8K, 6K, like that, kind of do like that. So if you're thinking like Tatum is a first rounder, so he's going to be that high price guy. I always seem to have a little less Tatum and more Brown because of the cost of where I can get them. Even though Tatum has a higher ceiling per se and is more consistent, they eat into each other's production so much that if they were both the same price point in DFS, it's like you would basically play them to get different because like they're eating into the production so much. Versus here, you can always get one at a discount to the other, and it's always Jaylen Brown. So I always find myself getting more Jaylen Brown.
It's like the poor man's version of Trey and DeJounte.
They're better. What?
Okay.
Yeah,
Jaylen Brown
in real life, they're definitely better.
Yeah, fantasy wise, maybe not. Yeah, for sure. Oh yeah, for sure. Maxi's fun. Because
Maxi makes sense
Harris.
Without Harris. Yeah.
Well, with Harris, questionable. Sorry. If anyone's watching this, Harris was mid-morning downgrade, which is
Yo, Danny P, appreciate you checking us out, man.
Yeah, welcome, bro.
You're not gonna like us though.
You're not gonna like this, man. Let me just spoiler alert. This is not for you. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
No, man, it's fun. We just hang out, we draft teams. We'll be doing some more this afternoon on Pete Overzed's channel. I imagine you've heard of him if you found your way here. So that'll be fun.
Hey, Bob hasn't heard of him. Remember, he didn't know who Pete was, so you never know.
Yeah,
no,
that's funny.
Found us before Pete. That's cool.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you weren't in the call. That's right. You were too busy cutting down trees in God's country. Or sorry, drafting teams in God's country.
Drafted teams. Scary Terry just went. People are warming up to the Scary Terry. Any names here, gentlemen?
Mobley seems Mobley's production will be eaten into with Allen. So for here, my voice is I'll go with Wendell.
I think that.
Wendell's fun.
Yep.
And it's like Mobley will how I'm playing it now is like, or how I'm going to do it now is I'm going to get exposure to guys that I think won't be affected too much, if that makes sense.
Sure.
I think if Allen's moved up, ready to go, regardless of whatever minutes they do, it can eat into it. Regardless, it's Evan Mobley. He can create his own shot. He's not dependent strictly on his other tall tree down there. It just, it's the same thing for Cat. When no Gobert, Cat is free to get any rebound that he wants because he's one of the, but with Gobert there, it limits him. So kind of the same thing if you think about it in that regard.
Okay.
Or how I think about it. So yeah, I would start up Lowry there. That's fun.
Yeah, I was just hovering his name.
Here goes
there,
Chip,
but,
though.
Here,
so.
Chip. Yeah, Chip's gonna for the bit. He's gonna take him.
You already know, dude. You already know.
So Markkanen is just fun because of his usage and the way that Markkanen's been going. Although he does play Phoenix, like it still just fun.
Yeah. Markkanen, see, like this is my thing when I'm looking at names that are late like this. The guys that project well versus the guys that could break the slate are different in my mind.
He's put up like 350s and 350s this year. Like
yeah,
he's been down a little bit, but like I mean, if you look at his full game log, like at one point it was
Lowry.
Like good pick, Chip.
You know what'd be fun is if you do Jaren Jackson.
Okay,
that is fun.
You know, like he hasn't gotten there yet. He's just gotten back like 5 blocks. You know, and if he puts up some shots. So if he like gets hot,
Drew Holiday's fun too, just, like
as
a questionable
throwing every shot out of the gym.
I like Jackson though, yeah.
I like that. Like we know he's a really good player. He just hasn't played yet. Basically,
we just gotta hope that
he's a sexy team.
We just gotta hope that he literally can just please just go like 1 foul per quarter. Because if you want to talk about a dude that just will hack like,
I swear you had Lowry queued up before you mentioned it.
JJJ could literally be second quarter. You'd be like, wait, has this guy played? Yeah, he has. He has 4 fouls. So
I like this take.
100%. Yeah, 100%. And
like
it's
LeBron
for me,
with the Q tag.
And to touch on that, I'll hit Russ when that happens. I won't take Russ unless that's ruled out because I think if they're both in, that just isn't. There's other options you can go to. I mean, he's definitely still in play against the Pistons. Like you would think like, oh, blowout risk, but I mean blowout risk for like the Pistons blowing the doors off the Lakers. Like,
yeah, right.
So, but
it's interesting because I equate that scenario similarly in my mind to the Fred VanVleet one from Tuesday night, where it's like getting him in the 6th before the finding out that he was going to play, or like, you know, finding out that somebody else doesn't play. It was kind of like, oh, I don't think this value is that crazy, because as soon as we get the news and he's ruled in, he only moves up to the 5th. What's the difference? You just flip the ADPs, right?
Right here. This is my point. So if LeBron's out, I'll get all my Russ exposure
via swap.
So that's kind of how I'll do it. Is because if it's different when it's the guy that you're taking in the last round that's healthy, and you're dependent on the 2 stars in the 1st and 2nd round to be out. Versus if he plays, if Fred VanVleet plays, in theory he's going to play, and he should be like a mid-round first or up there pick. So yeah. Oh, there he is. What's up? What's up, Bob?
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, just in time for the best time of the show.
Yep, just in time. All right, guys. thank you all for being here. This has been a lot of fun. Good hour and a half. Did a bunch of football there. Very interesting slate so far. There's gonna be so much more to talk through with Pete. Can't wait to pick his brain in terms of like what he thinks with the Josh Allen situation, what he thinks with the Bills scenario there. Good luck. Anybody playing hoops tonight, get in those draft streets and lean into that Bills game right now. I think that's pretty fun way to attack this slate at this moment. Both you guys look confused and you're staring deep into the souls of your computers.
Yeah, we can talk about it later. I'm hoping to get more news, but Lamar wasn't at practice, so yeah, I'm just curious.
I know.
Very interesting.
I didn't touch on that because he was a full participant, and it's probably just like a Lamar, something that he wasn't there.
His immune system is absolute dog shit, so he's probably sick.
Mm.
He was sick all the time, like the last 2 years. So we'll see. Okay. We'll talk about it on Pete's stream.
All right, sounds good. That's perfect. Yeah, so hit us up. Pete's gonna do
illness.
Jam to win. Yeah, there you go. Illness. There you go.
Illness.
Pete's gonna do Jam to win. Then we are going to slide on there 3:30 Eastern time. So whatever time that is for you guys who live in illegitimate time zones, you guys can figure it out.
End it now.
And then we're gonna do the Deposit Kingdom hang. So please come hang out. Please crack a couple beers with us. Please draft a couple teams. Shoot the shit. Share some laughs. Ask some questions. Let's talk about some stuff that's not necessarily slate related. All right, GG's, good stream. Thank you all so much for being here. Come hang out later. Everybody's favorite time of the show. The end.
Love you guys. Bye.
Bye.